For over 4,500 years, they have defied logic, gravity, and history itself. The Great Pyramids of Egypt, rising from the sands with impossible precision, their shadows stretching like ancient secrets across the desert floor. Built from over 2 million limestone blocks, some weighing as much as an elephant, arranged so perfectly they align with the stars. Who built them? And how? Theories abound: aliens, lost civilizations, divine intervention, but none with proof solid enough to silence the skeptics. Until now, buried beneath layers of time and silence, a fragment of ancient DNA has surfaced. A sliver of biological truth hidden within a forgotten tomb, untouched for millennia. It wasn't stone, it wasn't scripture, it was blood. And that blood carried a message. A message that could unravel the most enduring architectural enigma of our time. For centuries, historians and archaeologists have searched for answers in the stones. But what if the real secret was in the flesh? This is the story of how a single genetic discovery is rewriting everything we thought we knew about one of the greatest wonders of the ancient world. Could this be the key that finally unlocks the true origin of the Great Pyramids? They rise from the sands of Giza like titans frozen in time. The Great Pyramid of Khufu, over 480 feet tall when first built, was the tallest man-made structure on Earth for more than 3,800 years. Even today, with all our technology and machinery, replicating such a feat would be nearly impossible. Constructed around 2560 BCE, this monument, along with its sister pyramids, forms a triad of geometric perfection. Each side aligned almost perfectly with the cardinal points. Each angle calculated with a precision that modern engineers still struggle to comprehend. And yet, the ancient Egyptians supposedly built them with copper tools and manpower alone. No blueprints, no machines, just tens of thousands of laborers, or so we were told. The enigma deepens when we consider what lies beneath. Subterranean chambers, unexplored shafts, and electromagnetic anomalies suggest the pyramids may be far more than tombs. They may be energy centers, star maps, or even data vaults from a forgotten epoch. How could a civilization from 4,500 years ago possess such knowledge, astronomical, mathematical, and architectural, so far ahead of its time? Many believe the answer lies not in what they built, but who built it. And now, thanks to a strand of DNA no larger than a grain of sand, we may finally have a name. Could the builders of the pyramids be a people we never knew existed until now? It began with a collapsed tomb. Deep in the western desert, far from the tourist paths of Giza, a team of archaeologists stumbled upon a burial site lost to both history and maps. Unlike the ornate tombs of pharaohs, this one was crude, almost hidden, buried beneath layers of sand and centuries of silence. Inside, no golden mask, no elaborate hieroglyphs, only bones, scattered and half-fossilized, as if discarded in haste. But among them, one fragment stood out, a mummified fingertip, preserved with an unnatural dryness. And within that fragment, something utterly unexpected, a trace of mitochondrial DNA, remarkably intact after over 4 millennia. The sample was rushed to Cairo, then on to Europe, where advanced genomic labs could attempt extraction. Most believed the genetic material would be typical of ancient Egyptian ancestry. But the first sequences that emerged told a different story. The markers didn't align with known dynastic lineages. In fact, they didn't align with any recorded population in ancient North Africa. Instead, the closest match pointed thousands of kilometers away, to a genetic cluster previously only found in a region thought to have no connection to Egypt whatsoever. Something, or someone, had traveled far across continents and left their blood in the foundation of the pyramids. What could this genetic anomaly mean for everything we know about ancient Egypt? The discovery sent shockwaves through the scientific community. Leading the investigation was Dr. Lena Marquez, a genetic anthropologist with a reputation for chasing ancient anomalies. She assembled a multinational team of geneticists, linguists, and Egyptologists. Their goal: trace the DNA to its origin and determine how it ended up in a tomb thousands of years and kilometers away from its source. Using next-generation sequencing, the team isolated hundreds of genomic markers, some of which hadn't been seen in North Africa before. Cross-referencing with global DNA databases revealed a staggering match: 98.7% similarity with a pre-Indus Valley population that predated even the earliest known Egyptian dynasties. The implications were seismic. Could a forgotten civilization, possibly from what is now the Indian subcontinent, have migrated to Africa long before history recorded such movement? And if so, were they merely visitors or architects? While researchers raced to verify the findings, skeptics pushed back. They questioned contamination, error, coincidence. But the team pressed on. Radiocarbon dating confirmed the fingertip belonged to a body buried at least 4,600 years ago, contemporary with the construction of the Great Pyramid. The deeper they dug, the more the pieces refused to fit the accepted narrative. Then, a breakthrough. A second site. Not in Egypt, but in Gujarat, India, where ruins revealed similar stone-cutting techniques and astronomical alignments. Could these distant civilizations have shared a secret history, one that spanned continents and centuries? What ancient connection are we about to uncover, hidden for thousands of years beneath sand and stone? The team needed irrefutable evidence, and they found it, not in Egypt, but in the ice-cold archives of a museum in Berlin. There, forgotten for decades, was a collection of hair samples taken from mummies excavated in the 1920s, long before modern contamination protocols. When reanalyzed using current mitochondrial DNA technology, one sample matched the strange sequence from the Western Desert fingertip, 99.2% identical. This wasn't coincidence. It was confirmation. The bloodline was not isolated. It was part of a lineage that had been in Egypt before, buried within the ruling class, yet never identified. But it didn't stop there. Further genomic analysis revealed something even more astonishing. These individuals carried a unique mutation, one that altered oxygen processing efficiency. In other words, they were biologically adapted for high-altitude environments, much like populations found in the Himalayas. This genetic trait had no logical place in ancient Egypt. Yet it was there, hidden in the royal remains. Someone from a mountain civilization had entered the Nile Valley long before Egypt's Golden Age, and left their mark not just in blood, but in stone. Scientific journals erupted with debate. Was this the first genetic proof of a transcontinental elite? Had a forgotten Himalayan people brought architectural knowledge to Egypt, knowledge that would become the foundation for the pyramids? The implications were staggering, and the data was solid. For the first time, a direct genetic bridge had been established between two distant, seemingly unconnected ancient worlds. Could this bloodline be the true origin of pyramid technology itself? Imagine it. Over 5,000 years ago, a caravan unlike any other cuts across the shifting sands of what is now Iran, Mesopotamia, and into the Red Sea corridor. They are not merchants, not warriors, but engineers, astronomers, and masons from a lost civilization nestled in the shadow of the Himalayas. Their journey is driven by a celestial vision, a cosmic alignment they believed would unlock the power of the earth itself. They cross rivers, deserts, and languages, bringing with them not just tools, but a legacy. A knowledge of stone resonance, of sacred geometry, of aligning structures to the stars and the Earth's magnetic field. When they arrive in the Nile Valley, they find fertile land, a rising people, and an untouched canvas. They merge with early dynastic tribes, becoming advisors, builders, priests. They teach how to quarry and transport limestone with methods now lost to time. They introduce architectural concepts that defy gravity and endure millennia. The first true pyramid rises, not as a tomb, but as a machine for the gods, a monument of frequency and form. The descendants of these Himalayan masters intermarry into the royal line, their bloodline preserved in DNA, their knowledge encoded in stone. Over generations, their origins fade into myth, swallowed by sand and rewritten by pharaohs. But their legacy never vanished. It simply waited, in genes, in ruins, in fragments of bone. Is this how the Great Pyramids truly came to be, born from a forgotten migration across ancient Earth? For centuries, the Great Pyramids stood as silent guardians of an impossible legacy. Historians spoke of pharaohs, of divine rule, of immense manpower. But what if the real secret was hidden not in scrolls or stone, but in strands of ancient DNA? This genetic revelation doesn't just challenge our understanding of Egypt, it fractures it. It suggests a forgotten civilization, born in the mountains of Asia, carried the blueprint of greatness across deserts and into the heart of the Nile. They didn't invade, they inspired. They weren't conquerors. They were architects of the impossible. And their blood still whispers beneath the tombs, their fingerprints etched into the bedrock of Giza. As more tombs are unearthed and more genomes decoded, we may be on the verge of rewriting the entire story of human civilization. A story not of isolated empires, but of global knowledge shared through epic journeys lost to time. So, the next time you gaze upon the pyramids, remember, they may not just be Egyptian marvels, they may be the final legacy of an ancient global network, one encoded in both stone and flesh. If you found this mystery as fascinating as we did, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And for more discoveries that challenge everything we thought we knew about our past, check out our next video, because history is far from settled.